Unit 1, Lesson 4, Order of Operation. Why we are studying the order of operation, what the purpose of this lesson. I'm going to show you a small example and I will show you the reason why we have to know the order of operation. Imagine you have a problem saying evaluate 3 plus 5 times 10. As you can see on the screen, 3 plus 5 times 10. Let's say there is two group of people. I'm going to say the group A and here group B. Let's see group A, these people, how they see this example. 3 plus 5 times 10. They say what? 3 plus 5 times 10 equal 3 plus 5, 8 times 10. 8 times 10 equal 80. And they finalize this algebraic expression by saying the value is 80. Let's see group B. Group B, they see no, we don't see the 3 plus 5 times 10 with this way. We see it that it's 3 plus 5 times 10, it's 50. 3 plus 50 equal 53. And they finalize the answer. As you notice that the difference between group A and group B, it's huge, from 80 to 53, and if we are talking about $1,000 or million of dollars, it's gonna affect. There is a big or huge difference. So in this case, the mathematician, they said, oh, we have to find a way to solve this problem. Some people, they see it 3 plus 5 equal 8 times 10 equal 80, and some people, they see it 3 plus 5 times 10, which is 53. How we can fix this problem? That's why they create the order of operation or BEDMAS, and the whole world, they have to follow now this order of operation to avoid this kind of problem. So we call it BEDMAS, and the reason of calling BEDMAS because each letter shows something. The B, as you can see in red, this is to show bracket. Number 1 is bracket. That means bracket has the strong power here, and we start with the bracket in any operation. So if I have a kind of operation, I see the bracket, this is my number 1. Next, it's going to be the exponent, as you can see in blue with E. So bracket, exponent. The number 3, as you can see, there is 2 digits, 1 and 2. 1 for division, 1 for multiplication. Someone will tell me which one is stronger, division or multiplication. Actually, they have both the same level, but we have to respect the order from left to right, which means if the multiplication come in the left and the division come to the right, I start with the multiplication, then the division. But if the division come before the multiplication, and I see the division in the left side, I start with division, then the multiplication. The same thing for number 4, addition and subtraction, AS. They have the same level. That's why we have to respect the order from left to right. So if I have addition then subtraction, I start with the addition then the subtraction. But if the subtraction come first, I start with the subtraction then the addition. Whatever comes from the left, I start with it, and after that I continue with the right one. So this is the order of any operation. If you forget this order, remember this word, BEDMAS. B for bracket, E for exponent, GM for division and multiplication, AS for addition and subtraction. So let's see an example. Find the value of H when H equal 1000 times 5 minus 4.9 times 5 square. First of all, you have the right to make it easier for you. You can say H equal 1000 times 5 minus 4.9 times 5 square. Why I prefer this one? Because the bracket here, it doesn't have the meaning of the bracket of order of operation. When we when we talk about this bracket, we talk about bracket, and there is a kind of operation, a digit, let's say, plus another digit. There is an operation inside, we call that bracket. But this bracket is not a bracket for operation, it's only for exponent or to avoid the multiplication sign. So that's why I prefer this one. So let's start. How many operations do I have? Ask yourself with this question. I have multiplication, I have subtraction, I have multiplication, and don't forget I have exponent. These are the operations that it's count with BEDMAS. So again, I have multiplication, subtraction, multiplication, and exponent. I prefer that you, when you go from step to step, write and show the teacher between bracket what you did, and we call that communication. So I'm gonna say H equal. Now I have multiplication, subtraction, multiplication, exponent. Which one is higher? If you go back, there is no bracket, so the next one is gonna be exponent. So exponent is the strongest one. So I'm gonna say 1000, I'm gonna leave it as it is, times 5, I leave it as it is, minus 4.9, I leave it as it is, times I leave it as it is, 5 squared equal 25. And between brackets, I'm gonna write exponent. Why I'm doing that? To show the teacher that I understand that the first step that I have to start with is the exponent. So now, let's continue. H equal. I have how many operations? I have multiplication, subtraction, and multiplication. As you know, if I go back, the multiplication is stronger than the subtraction. But in case you have multiplication and multiplication, let's start from left to right. Okay, so we can do it with this way. 1000 times 5 equal 5000. Minus 4.9 times 25. And between bracket, I'm gonna write multiplication to show the teacher that I understand that this is the next step. Now, I have subtraction and multiplication. Again, the multiplication is stronger. That's why I'm gonna continue 5000. I'm gonna leave the subtraction as it is. I'm gonna multiply 4.9 by 25, which is 122.5. Again, in this step, I used the multiplication. Now, the last step is gonna be the subtraction. 5000 minus 122.5 equal 4877.5. And as you know, this is subtraction. And I can finalize my answer by putting this final answer in small rectangle to show that this is the final answer. Let's see another example. Evaluate. Now, as you can see, the bracket here, it's real bracket. Why? Because there is an operation inside the bracket. So if I'm gonna repeat this one, 3 plus 5.4 plus 5.2 times 10 square. So in this example, I start with the highest one, and if you see here, the highest one is the bracket. So I'm gonna say, let's start with the bracket. So equal. In the bracket there is an addition, so 3 plus 5.4 equal 8.4. I remove the bracket, I don't need it. 5.2 times 10 exponent 2, and between bracket I write brackets. That means I start with the bracket first because this is the most powerful one, it's number 1. Next, if I go back to the order after bracket, there is exponent. So the exponent, it's more stronger than the multiplication and then the addition. So I have to go with the exponent. So 8.4 plus 5.2 times, I leave everything. the multiplication and the addition, I leave it as it is. Now 10 exponent 2, don't forget, it's not 20. Some students, they say 10 times 2. No, it's not 20, it means 10 times 10, which is 100. Be careful. So I write exponent. Then now I have two operations left, addition and multiplication. As you know, the multiplication is stronger, so I'm going to say 8.4. I leave the addition as it is. Now I have 5.2 times 100. You know, when I time by 100, I move the decimal point 2 steps to the right, so 5 to 0. Now I write here multiplication. Why I'm doing that? To show the teacher the steps, and teacher can give me the marks for the communication, and this is what you're gonna see in secondary. It's very important to show your work with this way. Next, I have 8.4 plus 520. That means 5 to 8.4 is my final answer, and I call this addition. I hope you understood this lesson, and see you in Unit 1, Lesson 5. Thank you.